Welcome back to Sheriff Mucus, everyone. Today we're starting in the Donut Plains, but plain isn't the way I like my donut. I like them Krispy Kreme. Why's this guy got a flashing cape on him? What does that mean? Whoa. A feather for us? But what's it do? Your cape collects air? And you can float through the air! Could you imagine being able to do this with any old blanket in real life? Wow. That would be fortunate. Speaking of fortunate, we just found a bonus pipe! I like how they're polite to you with the pipes. You may be wondering what I mean by that. What I mean by that is, you can tell by the color they are whether you can go into them or not. Unless, of course, we've just been making a whole bunch of lucky guesses during our time here. Speaking of lucky, let's hope this is a 1-up. Pretty close. It's a it's 1-up friend. It's one more friend that we have up in the roster. It's Yoshi. And this cape is so good that we can even fly a little bit with Yoshi. Have you ever flown on an airplane? What was it like? What's this radio say? Maybe we do have the time and the skill. Speaking of timing and skill, look at this, look at these bullet patterns from these enemies. I wish we could have crossed the finish line with Yoshi instead of against Yoshi. But sometimes the Super Mario life is just tough. I mean, having to navigate through all these perils just to save the princess? And you don't even have your brother Luigi to call on? I mean, it really is a tough thing. But things don't have to be tough anymore, especially when we have the dragon coin. Uh-oh, but Buzzy Beetle's coming towards us. But we can use him to our advantage, and his too, because he gets to be a good guy with Mario. Uh-oh. Now, how does that work? If he gets crushed by the scrolling of the wall? Do you ever wonder how that works? Because it's like there's nothing behind him. Does reality just bend at Bowser's will? Can Bowser shape reality? And he chose to be a villain despite that? Maybe he is more evil than the great King Ganondorf. Maybe he's not lovable like I originally thought. Look, Mario can do like a Jackson dance when you spin like that. You've been struck by a Mario criminal. Yeah. Except Mario's not a criminal, so I don't know if that would work. Or maybe he is. Maybe Mario has a past criminal record, but he got habilitated, and now, oh, yeah, maybe that's what I think. Because Mario's tough and he can rough up bad guys with relative ease. So what I'm thinking is that he learned how to do that in prison. And then when he got out of prison, he decided to be a hero because he'd been reformed in his ways. What do you guys think? What's your theories for Mario? We got a bonus game. Nice. I like how the game's music makes it sound like the game is happy to see you. It really encourages you to play your Nintendo games. Speaking of Nintendo games, the first Super Mario Ghost House? These levels used to scare me so much as a kid. Because look at all the ghosts! I used to imagine, if there are that many ghosts in this house, how many ghosts could be in my house, you know? And the ghosts chase after you too, but when you're looking at them, they don't. They get shy. Sometimes I get shy when people look at me, but I'm no ghost. Or... I'm just kidding, I know I'm not a ghost. But could you imagine if I was like Sheriff Ghost? That would be cool. My avatar would be like all white. And like, oh, he could fly around. Mucus can't fly around, it can just slide on the ground and leave a trail of slime. All while wearing a cool brown hat. Wow, the land opens up around Mario. Could you imagine if where you walked, the land opened up around you, like Moses? I never understood the story of Moses. This level doesn't look as athletic as the last level that had the athletic music. But what do I know? This is a Super Mario World, and I'm just the one living in it. Maybe I'll do that later. Could you imagine if instead of a trolley train, you took one of these? Where you have to be the one pressing all the buttons? That was close. That guy could have got us. I don't like being got by guys that I'm not familiar with. It reminds me of an unsafe scenario. Oh, it's the order that you do them in. And if you guess the correct order, it gives you a life. Lives used to be such an important thing in games. But now they aren't anymore, because, games are so much more of a convenience, you know, rather than a hobby. So now, you know, lives, they don't have to give you them. They can even remove the system, because they know you're gonna keep trying and trying an unlimited amount of times anyway. So, you know, why punish you for something you can't prevent? Now you may be thinking, isn't that some form of cheating, how you can just fly through the sky? My answer to that is, if it's what Mario would do, it's never cheating. That's some advice that you should take with you, even when you leave this series. Although I hope you stay around. Can you make a promise to me that if you're watching this episode, you watch the next episode and the one after that? You never know how this channel could evolve. Maybe it'll become your favorite channel on YouTube. You never know. Maybe the quality of the content is not to your liking now, but stick with it. Who knows? Being one of the first ever Sheriff Mucus fans, and then when you come back and maybe the channel's grown a bit, you can say, I was there from the beginning, and I'll be proud of you, and I bet they will be too. And now we're in Morton's castle. What lies in the great beyond of Morton's castle? Oh, who are these little guys? They just hop back and forth, and that's their lifestyle. I wonder if they do that in their natural habitat. I wonder if that was nature and not just nurture from the great King Bowser. And now there's bigger versions. I wonder if this is their mommy and their daddy. And their big cousin? Wow. And that's Dry Bones. I always liked Dry Bones. I thought he was the coolest because he was like a skeleton Koopa. And then when I saw in new Super Mario Bros. 2, they made Dry Goombas, I could barely hold it in how excited I was. Listen to those sweet arpeggios on this song. Good thing we have our capes so we float down with relative ease, rather than floating down with relative difficulty. Now, Mario teaches you to be a more patient child. This can be useful in scenarios such as in school when you have a big test. Back in school when I was taking tests, whenever I wouldn't know the answer, I'd think, what would Mario pick? That would generally score me a B. Oh, I got distracted for a second. I was thinking about Luigi. We can't get distracted again, though, because we don't even have an extra little thing. A mushroom, I mean. So, what are we gonna do next, huh? This seems to be Dry Bones' keep. It's not ours to keep. Now, Dry Bones is like a lizard's tail. It always comes back. If they're Dry Bones, would these be their dry blocks? Oh, I thought too hard. And we gotta start Morton's castle all over again? This Morton guy means business, man. Wow, and it looks like those little guys mean business too. Did you ever think of that? Tensions rise in the place Mario lies. I'm Super Mario in the castle. In the castle. I'm Super Mario. I'm in a castle. Castle. Mario. Will we see Bowser? Are we gonna see him today? When we see Bowser, will he like us? Probably not, because he's evil. And we're good. When we see Bowser, we'll have to fight him, because he's evil. But we're not feeble, 'cause we are heroes. We're Super Mario. When you see Dry Bones, be sure to stomp him. When you see dry bones, know he's a villain, because he's evil, and we're not feeble. That is just how it goes in the Super Mario World. It's a mean, mean Mario World out there. It's Super Mario's world. We're just lucky enough to be living in it. Oh wow, we got hit by spikes. But the enemy Spike actually isn't in this game, at least to my knowledge. Well, would you look at that? We're outside the boss door. Are we gonna defeat the boss and emerge victorious? Find out next time on Super Mario World with Sheriff Mucus. I'm Sheriff Mucus, and I love you. Goodbye.